Hello viewers, welcome to Motor India Trans Report. Today we have the privilege to interact with Mr. Karthik Shah, CEO Cold Rush Logistics Private Limited. Thank you for joining us in such a short notice, Mr. Shah.
You're welcome, sir. My pleasure, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Shah, as we were discussing this offline, we wanted to understand the operations and the efficiency of Cold Rush Logistics Pan India in terms of the cold chain transportation. So let's start with an update on Cold Rush's recent purchase of 10 specially designed reefer trucks for safe transport of pharma products and especially the vaccines. Tell us what was the rationale behind ordering this specially built reefer trucks, and what are the specifications of these boxes that will further enhance your already established cold chain transportation. Over to you.
Basically, I'll give you a brief introduction before coming to your question. I'll give you the brief introduction of our Cold Rush.
Sure.
Right, Cold Rush has started in 2013 with 2 reefer trucks. We are basically purely in reefer transportation and the reefer cold chain management only. We have
Okay.
cold storage across India. 12 cold storage we have, and we have 182 reefer vehicles across India.
Okay.
So from 2 to 182 in 7 years, 13 to 2020. In 7
Correct.
years, we have reached 2 vehicles to 182 vehicles. Plus, we have 12 cold storage, and total pallet capacity is 27,000 plus.
Okay.
All cold storage. Okay, and out of if you see my revenue, no, from pharma revenue. So we are very good in pharma, especially in South, that is in Hyderabad, Telangana and Andhra. And also we are in Bangalore also we have few customers. So pharma is nothing new to us. So this time we have not bought 10 trucks, we have bought 20 trucks, but 10 is ready. 10 is under WIP, work in progress. That will be say out by say 15 days time.
Okay.
So this particular box we have consulted with the Israel manufacturer, who are the pioneer in pharma boxes.
Okay.
So according to them and as per their design and their advice, we have made it.
Okay. Okay. So could you spell out the
So
specifications?
mainly it is for the safety of the boxes. If it is pallet, no, so there is no much risk, but it is boxes, no. So what happens? We feel that this will be a milk run. See, in one box, say there is a 400 boxes, for example. So 100 will unload somewhere, the next 100 will somewhere, then next 100 will somewhere. So what happened that when 400 is there, full truck is loaded, there will be no movement of boxes. Once there is a space, empty space, and you know Indian road, how good it is.
Sure.
So there are chances of falling. So to avoid that arrangement we have made.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying these
That
boxes
advised by
have...
the Israeli manufacturer. We have not done anything.
Correct. So these boxes have the racks you are saying, so that you can store it properly, right? It has
Yeah.
a special design.
Yeah.
Right. So with this 20 new trucks, out of which 10 you have already taken the delivery of, you will now reach 202 trucks,
Yeah.
correct? So
Yeah.
what are the current fleet models? Which brand of trucks do you use, and do you have some specification or choice for that?
Mainly we have 2 types. So only Tata and Leyland.
Okay, okay. And these
There is
are
no other third.
the what tonnage? 16 tonners or above?
From 6 feet to 28 feet.
Okay, okay.
Say for 1 ton to 23 tons.
1 ton to 23 tons, correct.
So you can say we are boutique. We have everything in.
Got it.
And our strength is the secondary distribution. Out of 182 trucks, I have only say 40 trucks are for the bigger truck. Rest are the secondary distribution.
Okay.
Say from 207 to the 1109.
Small commercial vehicles, Tata Ace and Bolero pickups and like that.
Yeah.
Fine. So, Mr. Please continue.
Maximum is 1109. That is 20 or 22 feet.
Okay. Got it. So if you have to maintain certain temperatures and run this operation. So while the data loggers, the service backup, clean and hygienic containers are the prerequisite of this transportation, how at Cold Rush do you ensure the optimum performance of all these key features, that the data loggers or a clean or hygienic container or the GPS, they are working fine? What are some of the key parameters that you look into while the vehicle or the good is in transit?
Again, nowadays what happened, data logger is become a history because it is post-mortem. Data logger is.
Okay.
Right. Now real-time monitoring is important.
Correct.
And now the real-time monitoring, that GPS plus the temperature monitoring. Once upon a time, data logger and GPS and temperature monitoring was a part of the value-added service.
Now it
has become. It is like steering in the truck. Without steering, you cannot run.
Correct.
For reefer transportation, temperature monitoring, online real-time temperature monitoring, without you are out of the market, right? So we have a team 24/7. They keep on monitoring. In some trucks which are critical for the pharma, so we have arrangement of SMS alert also.
Okay.
If temperature of that container goes down below requirement or above requirement, so we get the SMS also. And we have one monitoring team also, 4 people team, 12 hours duty, 2 in the one shift, second in another shift. So they do monitor each and every truck. So we have dashboard in our office.
Okay.
So that can be done. The hygiene is concerned, so we regularly doing. Generally what happen, we don't change the product in that truck generally.
Okay.
Right. My 20-25% trucks are dedicated. So same product, same routes, everything.
Okay.
Okay. And we have practice every month to sanitize the truck. Before pandemic also we were doing.
Okay. The cleaning and maintaining the hygiene of
cleaning.
Sure.
Yeah. That is pest control we do. There is the one smoke bomb is coming. So you have to burn that. You have to put it in that container for 2 hours. Then open it for 2 hours. The smell less, but that clears all the insects, if any. So nowadays, lot of technology and everything is there. So it is, you can say, ease of doing business.
Correct. So how would you then, bifurcate your trucks as per the needs? You said you have dedicated trucks, but you also mentioned that you have a major client in pharma sector, and then you also may have a small portion of, quick service restaurant, confectionaries, meat and poultry. How do you allot your fleet for various requirements? Or do you have some examples where you have added value to the client's existing problem or requirement? Share some examples. How do you do this?
So for example, not now, but before pandemic, we have 32 trucks with the Domino's.
32 trucks?
Dedicated. With the Domino's.
For Domino's.
Across India.
Okay.
Across India it was. A few are in Kolkata, few are in Nagpur, few are in Mumbai, few are in Bangalore. That's why. So there was no allocation for that. So the same truck was going, the uniformity was there. Of loading, unloading, transporting, everything was As far as pharma is concerned, there are different type of trucks only for pharma. We don't carry any other thing in pharma trucks.
Got it. Got it.
Because that pharma trucks, what happened, that company asked for the validation from the third party of everything. Everything, but like what GPS we have,
Yeah.
so they do validate by third party. If we have what you call container quality, they do validate by the third party. So we don't use other trucks, because if I use this truck in other product, no, they will reject my truck for
Got
next
it.
load.
Mm.
So there is no allocation. That truck goes and comes, goes and comes.
Got
It
it.
is dedicated to pharma sector only.
Okay.
And rest of the trucks are generally for the what you call for food item only. Processed food is there, confectionery is there,
Got it.
all smellless.
Got it. Got
So
it.
perishable is there, so not much to worry.
Mm.
Everything is smellless.
Got it. So now in such a scenario, what would you say your focus area is? What are the regions that you are currently strong at, and which are the regions or markets in terms of both segments and industries that you would want to focus more?
You want me to location wise or
So
how do you
yeah,
want?
first wise the location wise, and then how do you know choose, like in terms of orders also you focus now more on pharma sectors. So
Mm.
of course the clients and then the regions. Yeah.
See, location wise, we are good in the Hyderabad, Mumbai, North.
Okay.
My dream,
Hmm.
my company's dream is to target Seven Sister.
Okay. Northeast.
We are very much optimistic about the Seven Sister, not only in transportation but the cold storage also. We want to put 7 cold storages in each and every state's capital
Wonderful. Hmm.
in Seven Sister, because everybody is looking at Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, where they are ignoring. But there also market is growing.
Got it.
Purchasing power of the people are increasing, and there is a need for that, for the cold storage and good quality of the food, hygiene food. There is a need there also, right?
Got it.
So we are strong in metro city like Bombay, Hyderabad, Delhi, but our target is Seven Sisters.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay. Now, as far as industry is concerned,
Yeah.
we are into every industry except ice cream. Ice cream, we have very little contribution because it's a seasonal business. So we generally don't go for the seasonal business.
Okay.
So I said earlier, I said that 30% of our contribution comes from pharma.
Hmm.
Then 20% comes from the QSR, and we are still hoping to get more and more business from the pharma and QSR. Our main focus will be the pharma, QSR, and there are some industrial product which even many people don't know, which requires
Cold storage.
temperature.
Temperature. Yes.
Temperature.
Hmm.
Our specialty is what? Temperature only. No?
True.
Otherwise, vehicles are the same.
Vehicles are the same. Yes.
Only temperature is our specialty. There are other industrial products also which require the temperature also. So we are targeting that also.
Okay.
We are trying to identify that product, and let us see whether it is financially viable or not.
Got it. Got it. Very nice. So, you touched upon a very nice point about how the Seven Sisters and also the other tier 1 and tier 2 cities, not just the 4 metro cities, but other cities require the cold chain facilities. So, in that regard, how are your cold chain storages, being managed? I mean, all the perishable goods require a temperature-controlled environment, right? So, how well are you equipped with warehousing and storage capacities currently? And also, do you undertake only warehousing assignments like palletized goods or customized storage facilities? Share some light on your warehousing.
So what happened that if you see my locations for the cold storages, we have 12 cold storages, right? Out of 12, only 2 are in the metro city.
Only 2. Okay.
Only 2.
Hmm.
One is Kolkata and one is Hyderabad.
Okay.
Okay. Rest all are in the tier 2, tier 3 city. You can say Kanpur, say Banur, right? Indore,
Okay.
Chakan,
Oh, wonderful.
Vizag, Kochi. So we are spreaded everywhere. So you can say only Kolkata and Hyderabad are in metro city. Otherwise, all the cold storage are in tier 2, tier city. Our vision was very clear from day one. We want to expand in tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 city. We don't want to mess up with the tier 1 city, metro city. Because the expenses as well as the competition are very high.
True.
And there are what you call, there are very good market in tier 2 and 2 tier 3 city. My tier 2 tier 3 city are almost more than 80% occupancy around the year.
80% occupancy. Okay.
Yeah, around the year average I am talking. So there is, and what happened that the product we store in the cold storage tier 2 tier 3, so every location has a different product. So we are not particular product centric. If you say Banur, there is a dairy product mainly. Okay. If you go to Kolkata, there is a non-veg product mainly.
Got it.
Vizag, you go only marine product,
Hmm.
seafood,
Got it.
right? Chakan, we have mix of QSR, we have apple, we have dairy, we have chocolate, we have everything in Chakan. Chakan because it's near to Mumbai and
True.
Pune.
Yeah.
So every location has a different product.
For more videos, exclusive interviews, and press events, subscribe to Motor India's YouTube channel, and to read in-depth articles, log on to www.motorindiaonline.in.